White man in boxing led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, Oleksandr Usyk says he's not stepping aside for AJ, so AJ can fight Tyson Fury, next year. I think he's penciled in to fight Kubrat Pulev December 12th in 02 possibly. And also, if, AJ vacates, Frank Warren said he has no issue with making Dane Dubois number 3 in the WBO and Oleksandr number 1 in the WBO for the vacant belt. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Let's get into some UK flavor now. Usyk actually got to get past, Derek Chisora, and I don't think that's an easy fight. What he looked like against Chaz Weatherspoon was uninspiring. I think most people was turned off by his performance. I thought at some point that he would have a good chance to beat AJ just because of how fluid and how good his leg movement was and how stiff AJ has. But now AJ has learned to drop the weight and he's become more fluid and more and a better mover, at least showing the Andy Ruiz fight. And if he fights Usyk like that, I think that'll give Usyk a lot of problems. But obviously, Usyk got to get over the hump versus Derek Chisora. Chisora's style is very difficult for a guy like Usyk. He got to take punches and applies pressure. And Usyk is really going to have to basically get Chisora's respect. I can see a situation where Chisora ends up beating Oleksandr Usyk, and if that happens, then it's the trifecta completed. They didn't complete the cycle. Povetkin beat Whyte, and then you got Chisora beating Usyk. So both would clear the mandatories for Fury and Wilder 3 winner, if that happens, and then it will clear a secondary mandatory next to Pulev for Anthony Joshua, and Joshua should beat Pulev. I don't see no way Pulev beat Joshua unless it's an injury or whatever. So in that situation, then it makes sense to do Fury and AJ and probably sign up for a 1-1, and then if it's a split, then do a rubber match. But it just seemed that Eddie Hearn don't want to do Fury and AJ. And it seemed that AJ don't want to. He said he still get Dillian Whyte a title shot if he didn't have no obligations. So we know he shies away from the tough fights. And I guess he figures that Fury has, pretty much manifest into a complete fighter that he don't want it right now. So I think it's too much money to turn down, for them not to do it. But for Usyk, to get in there with Chisora, he going to have to fight. He going to have to be more aggressive. He going to have to fight him like he did Joe Joyce and really put Chisora on the back foot. And if he have a great performance versus Derek Chisora and possibly stops Chisora, then people probably going to start to believe that he actually can beat Anthony Joshua. I was one of those people that just seen Joshua just getting too bulky, too stiff, no fluidity. I bet he couldn't even wipe his ass, all right, comfortably. And I just thought that Usyk would have a chance, but now Joshua was dropping the muscle mass and becoming more fluid in his attack. Then I see a situation where, Joshua should be able to get Usyk up, out of there or outpoint Usyk. But Usyk just got a really, really amateurish type style where he constantly moving. He not sitting on his punches a lot. And he got to change that. He got to be more aggressive coming into this heavyweight division where you got to get some respect. If he don't get no respect, all that skill shit go out the window. They want blood. They coming for a knockout. They coming in, mama said knock you out. They coming to knock you out. So, people talking about, he's too skilled for Wilder. And man, Wilder got the one-hitter quitter. Soon as he touch Usyk, he going to be on ice. Soon as AJ touch Usyk, he going to be on ice. He don't belong there. You can have all the skills in the world. But if you don't have the height and the reach at the heavyweight division, if you don't have the power to keep these dudes honest, you're going to lose. And, obviously Muhammad Ali had the speed. He had he had a style that they haven't seen at heavyweight before, where he pulled straight back and he slip and dip. And he had the size. Muhammad Ali wasn't no short chump. Muhammad Ali was 6'5". You know what I'm saying? And Usyk just don't have the size to go with the skill. And that's going to pretty much be his undoing right there, man. And, he going to have to change his style. He going to have to sit down on his shots a lot more if he want to get past Chisora. And this is a great fight to get ready for AJ. If he able to sit on his shots and and create a style that's great for him at heavyweight, then it's gonna be some problems for some heavyweights. If he still fight that Lomachenko, pity pat, roll out type style, then he gonna have an issue. You know, you can tell me how much skill he is. He could be the most skilled heavyweight. The difference is Tyson Fury is skilled and he got the size and the height and the weight to go behind it. You look at Deontay Wilder, he ain't the most skilled fighter in the world, but he got by because he was taller than a lot of fighters. He was more athletic than a lot of fighters, and he had the one-hitter quitter. He had the equalizer. Could Deontay Wilder have got away with that, you know, at welterweight, middleweight, you know what I'm saying, being average size there? No. Deontay Wilder probably wouldn't be a contender. But the heavyweight division, his height, his athleticism, his speed, his strength, his power is what got him by. And the heavyweight division is like a division no other in sports. So Usyk, he got the skills to a certain extent. He just don't have the power. He don't have the size. And that's going to be the difference. Eddie Chambers had the fast hands. He had the nice side foot movements, skills. But he didn't have the height. You know what I'm saying? And to be truly undersized, you got to be Mike Tyson in that division. You know, you got to be Evander Holyfield. You got to have a great chin. You got to excel in almost every category if you don't have size and power. You got to be Holyfield. You got to have a good jaw. You know, you got to have, you know, tremendous heart, tremendous will. You got to have the Olympic pedigree. You got to have everything to excel at heavyweight if you don't have the size and the power. And Holyfield and Mike Tyson pretty much, you know, excelled in most of those categories. Mike had the power, though, and the strength and the speed. Mike had everything but the intangibles, discipline, heart. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that Mike didn't have no chin. Mike just didn't have no focus and no discipline outside the ring. He started to believe his own hype. You know, but for Usyk, he better check those boxes. He better come in with his skill. He better have heart. He better have a jaw, or he better have great defense. He better have impeccable defense. His defense is less than stellar. He's not going to last long with Anthony Joshua at this point. Unless Joshua come in 250, heavy, bulky, wobbly, dropping like it's hot, wobbling around the ring. He gonna have then he'll have a chance. That dude too stiff, but his defense got to be on point. His style has to change just enough where he's sitting on his punches. He's sitting there just long enough to get respect. Everything has to be. His offense can't be his defense in this division. Because these dudes will punch with Usyk in no fear of Usyk hurting them. If they punch with Usyk and they land, Fury, Joshua, Wilder, Dubois, he going to sleep. But the prospect of him fighting Dubois, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Dubois is massive. You know, he should go get an American coach too. Just to add that American style to it. But he's strong. You know what I'm saying? And the Derek Chisora fight should tell us a lot about Usyk. But as far as fighting Dan Dubois, you know, good fighter. I think he about a year and a half out from truly being, you know, contender championship level type of a true contender championship level type of guy. He just need to add a little bit more fluidity. It'd be nice if you get an American coach like John David Jackson, somebody like that, just to give him a little bit of that movement, just enough. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think he'd be a problem for Usyk right now. But we see how he look versus Joe Joyce. You know, Usyk made easy work of Joe Joyce in the World Series of Boxing. So I think the boys would be a tough fight for him because, you know, right now you don't have to worry about getting touched by Usyk. Usyk right now ain't sitting on the shots hurting you. I think he probably just walk Usyk down and destroy him. If Usyk can, you know, box at 12 rounds and stick and move and not get caught, then he probably can take Dane Dubois apart. But if Dane Dubois got that dog in him, he turn them turbo boosters on and he just go balls in the wall. And he just said, I'm going to stop this motherfucker like Triple G did L Brook. Ain't nothing Usyk can do about it. If any heavyweight, if Usyk don't have no power, say, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to go Tyson Fury, Steve Cunningham on this dude. They're going to stop that guy. He's just too small. He don't have enough punching power. And his skill is not good enough defensive-wise. So I can see a situation with the boys get him out of there. I can see if the boys may not can catch him and cut off the ring. And Usyk just dancing around him and outboxing him like he did Joe Joyce. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it should be interesting to see how Usyk do at heavyweight. But I'm not optimistic that he going to change much. I just think at some point somebody going to turn that power out and put him to sleep. His best hope is that if he do get past Chisora, Anthony Joshua bulk up trying to have a size advantage and become too stiff, and he able to outpoint him, and Joshua too slow, he able to do him like he did Joe Joyce. I can see that happening. Joshua seemed like he putting a little bit more muscle on again. He need to keep the muscle down. You know, he better when he moving and sticking and moving. He better when he doing that. If he stick and move like he did versus Ruiz, you know, Usyk gonna have a tough time with him. You know, if he come out there like he did Povetkin and Joseph Parker, all bulky, and Carlos Takam and Klitschko, and looking to sit there and, you know, knock you out and sit in the pocket, then Usyk gonna have a great chance at beating him. So that's just how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsor, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Don't forget to check out our heavyweight boxing playlist. Don't forget you want to make a donation. Cash App is CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Mr. Cash App name, username in the description. Best way to donate. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. It's the best way to donate. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm excited about the prospects of this. Let me know what you guys think about the changes that Usyk needs to make and the chances that he got versus the upper echelon heavyweight opponents. Him and Chisora is penciled in sometime in October. I think that'll be a good fight and a good barometer. I think the Weatherspoon fight was a fight for him to get his feet wet and warm up. But we'll see pretty much where he goes at with the Chisora fight. And then he'll be rolling right into Anthony Joshua fight if he get past Pueb. So we'll see what's happening. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV.